Now he has come many times accusing me, doing tabdi on me, calling me an ikhwani. So many times I shut my mouth. I said, I don't want fitna in the park. I don't want no problem in the park. I've been quiet. My teacher said, Ali, leave it. I said, okay. He comes and does tabdi on me, calls me an ikhwani. Even his own friends.
What's a ikhwani?
Ikhwani is like there's this group, yeah? Okay. That don't follow the sunnah, yeah? Okay, so,
thank you.
Yeah, let's get that, yeah? So he's come accusing me of that, yeah? Okay, because the Prophet ﷺ said there will be 73 sects. Only one will go to paradise, yeah? So there's this group, and I belong to that group, so most likely I'm on my way to the fire, yeah? He's accusing me of that, and I've been quiet so many times. There's been times they invited me, I spoke to them, they've been gentle, they've been kind with me, they've been good, yeah? But the point that I was trying to make was the following. They are only kind and good to me when they're trying to advise me. When they made the video public, and I came and replied back in public, now they've come and become, he came to me today, wallahi, he didn't come and even say, Assalamu alaikum, Brother Ali. He came straight away to me. You accuse me of lying, you did that in my face. I said, okay, at least say Assalamu alaikum. At least come and say Assalamu alaikum, Ali. Let's go into basic rights. But they don't give you that basic rights. You know why? Because to these people, and you saw it in the actual debate, people saw it, yeah? I'm talking, I'm just a bit passionate. I never went to the brother's face. Wallahi, it's not like I went face to face and I said, oh, what are you going to do? I'm just upset, and then he was going to punch me. He was nearly going to punch me.
Which guy was going to punch?
There was this guy who was with this brother S, yeah? Okay. There's this sect that they're in, yeah?
Okay.
And he was going to hit me. They stopped him. And this is exactly my point. These brothers, not all of them, they are like a group, like a gang-like behavior. It's my gang against yours. You don't believe my gang? You don't follow my top members at the high top? There's 3-4 of them. Then you are innovator. You're an ikhwani. You are this, you are that. And they come and talk about takfiris, yes? Takfiris come and say, kafir, 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 kafir. What's the difference between you and them? You come to everybody, Mubtadi, 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 he's an innovator, he's an innovator, he's an innovator. You're criticizing ISIS, Anjum Chowdhury's followers here, for coming and calling all the ulama kafir, kafir, kafir. And you're the same person, Mubtadi, he's a Mubtadi, Ali's a Mubtadi, this guy's a Mubtadi. And you people listen to him, yeah? Mohammed Hijab, Adnan Rashid, Brother Mansour, Hashim. All of this, wallahi, this guy, he doesn't say the truth. He will warn against them. He will warn against them and say, don't listen to them. Yeah? He will warn against them. So the point that I mentioned here is this. All this started because I helped him with a verse. Wallahi,
online or face to face?
Sorry?
When you helped him, was it face
to
face?
face.
Okay.
All I did was give him a verse. Brother, quote from here. That's all I did, and he made a public video. Shamsi. Yeah, what's up?
So he called you Ikhwani?
Yes, he's been doing this for 4 years, actually. I've been quiet. You see, when I erupted, it's not something new. They've been doing this for 3, 4 years.
It was just like, all this is for camera show. He thought I'm going to run away or something like that.
Problem, I said, you take from Sheikh Wasila Pass in Saudi Arabia. Let's go to him. Let's go to him and sit down. Why are you scared to go to him?
Who's that sheikh?
He's a sheikh in Saudi Arabia, yeah?
Oh, okay.
They take from him, yeah? Okay, no, because they take from him, these guys, they're like a cult, they're like a gang. You see, they're like a gang. With them, they only take, yeah, I need to finish, Ustad, yeah? I need to finish, Ustad. You're ready? I'm nearly finished. You can carry on, but it's up to you. So the thing is, and I want you to send this to content as well, Black Dunya.
Black Dunya. Black Dunya right there. He's right there.
Bro, after you release this, send this to content as well, yeah? So brothers and sisters, just so fitna doesn't happen in the park, I've been ignoring it, assuming the best. He will come to my face and call me Ikhwani. I assume the best. I was quiet.
What's wrong with this?
I didn't say nothing. It's a sect. Yeah, I don't even know who they are. Yeah. This is what they're claiming, Aki, yeah? I follow. Okay, I'm gonna. Ustad, go. I'm gonna come. Yeah, I'm gonna come. I follow the Quran. I'm free from these Salafi groups. Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen said, free yourself from these groups. Why? This is the very reason why. Because they're like a gang. They're like a gang. Man's gonna come and hit me.
Yeah, of course, Aki. He just wanted the show. I'm talking to the people on the live chat. He just wanted the show, and I'm not giving that to him.
They're like a gang. Believe me, they are like a gang. I take from Sheikh Salih al-Fawzan, Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen, Sheikh bin Baz, yeah, Sheikh Wasiullah Abbas, yeah, Sheikh Rabi al-Madkhali. I respect him. He's an no problem. But the issue is this, that these people, they're like a gang. And this is why the gang that brought me today, trying to get physical with me.
So they buy and sell, they trade with the Sunnah basically.
Sorry?
They buy and sell the Sunnah, yeah? They change whatever they like.
No, Aki, it's hypocrisy, yeah? They were talking about, Mufti Meng, Sheikh Wasiullah Abbas refuted Mufti Meng. When he refuted Abu Khadija, I don't need to, I am a Salafi, but not the Salafi that you're on. I'm making it clear because you guys tarnish the name of Salafiyah. So don't come and believe me. No, Aki, with them, everybody's finished. You, me, everyone, we're all finished. And he's saying to me, oh, I was kind to you. No, you wasn't. You was only kind to me because, why? Because you thought, okay, yeah, let's try to talk to him. True kindness is when you differ with someone. When I differ with you, that's when you know my kindness, yeah? Not when I'm trying to, get something of you or assuming the best. You was kind to me without differences when it wasn't public. Now you've gone public and I'm going public, yeah? And it's because of this. So I want you guys to know that, wallahi, I did not want to do this. But he's making public statements about me over and over again, yeah? And he thinks I'm just some kind of an idiot, yeah? And what's his problem? What's his problem with me? Just because I helped him. I assume the best. I hope he's not. All I did was help him with an iPad verse. That's all I did, and he had to make a video refuting me. If this is not extreme behavior, I don't know what extreme is. So do not dare to go and look at these ISIS Anjum Chowdhury supporters and condemn them, because you are just like them. How? They do kafir, everybody, and with you, Mubtadi, everyone, anyone, and you attack us for what? We're here doing dawah. We don't want to get involved with this politics. Yeah, I didn't want to do this. You're running up to me with 7-8 people, yeah, and which, anyways, it's very simple, yeah. Forgive me, brothers and sisters, because I know there's a lot of youngsters out there. This is the last thing you want to see. He came to me. I was just going to do a video and leave it at that. He came to me, and then, like I said before, you can see it for yourself, yeah. If wallahi, the guy was going to hit me. Look at this. This is their behavior. They're like a gang. Anyone that differs with them, you're finished. Anyone. Okay, teacher. You reject from their teachers, you're finished.
What did you reject?
Okay, that's the question that I'm asking, yeah? The thing is, they believe...
It's a big topic, man, big topic. He can't just say it in 1 minute, 2 minutes.
This part.
No, actually,
briefly, yeah, he can tell you
I sit with people of innovators, protesting march, all this thing. Sheikh Tahir White, yeah? Sheikh Tahir White. Look, go and take knowledge from this person, yeah? Sheikh Tahir White, there's the scholars, Sheikh bin Baz, Sheikh Salih al-Fawzan, Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen, yeah? And scholars are not just in Saudi Arabia, yeah? Okay, there's Mauritanian scholars. All I'm saying is that take your knowledge, Sheikh Tahir White, balance. Mufti Munir, balance people.
Not sure.
Like
I think
guys.
he had a discussion with Brother Shamsi.
Look, now they're broken into another sect. They're broken into, like, not sect, they're broken into another
he
group.
didn't hit anyone.
Yeah? Now they're having beef with one of their teachers they used to praise. Yeah? They used to praise as an alim. He's a great alim. Now they've dropped him. He's finished. Why? Because he refuted them.
This here, look.
Because he refuted them.
Can you clear this one up? Because everyone's talking about this.
Okay, that's a different issue, yeah? Okay. It's very, very clear, yeah? If you got a problem, no point doing back and forth video. Let's go to Sheikh Wasiullah Abbas or any other alim, somebody that not just from your side. Let's go and sit down. Simple as that. Let's go sit down at their feet. You calling me an ikhwani. Let's go and see what they will say. Yeah? This is what it is. That's why, youngsters, if you're listening to this, stay away from these groups. Yeah? These groups, they're like a gang. They're like a gang. You know, like a clique. You know, like a gang. Yeah. You have gang signs as well. Yeah. You're one of us. You're not one of us. What I did today, I'm finished with them. Now I'm scrapped. Ali is finished now. You will not see them give me salam. You will see them boycott me. Yeah. You will see them talking ill about me. You will see them. You will see them looking for my mistake, for my downfall. And this is the reality. They are too busy attacking other believers. We're here trying to defend the religion, doing videos for 4 years. 4 years. He's been coming and doing
You know
this.
what's so crazy about that as well?
Huh?
Within themselves, there are those who are attacking within themselves.
Aki, they fight each other.
Yeah, I've seen that.
They attack everyone. At least I've been quiet. But come on, not
Humble,
anymore.
that's good, yeah.
Not anymore.
Do you take from Mufti Mink? Do you take
Look,
from
he's a
Mufti Mink?
person who does higher. He does good.
Do you agree with
know?
him?
Aki, there's something I disagree with him, but something I agree with. That's it, inshallah. If there's anything else,
Do you think they work for the Saudi government?
I'm not going to make accusations like that, yeah? I'm not going to make accusations they work for the Saudi government, yeah? But all I'm just saying is, the fact that you saw them today, how are you going to get physical with another believer? How? How? Aki, he's acting like, I went to his face like this and I said, what? I didn't do nothing threatening to him. I was just talking in a passionate way, and I was trying to talk to him. It's dark. And now they're making it out like I went to his face like I was going to... What the hell? They had to stop him. Why? This guy didn't even give me salam. The basic human right of another believer
you have to say
is salam
salam
alaikum.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm not
Muslim
giving you
people,
salam.
yes.
He goes, I'm not giving you salam. This is how extreme they are.
It's not for speakers corner, this type of stuff.
Yeah.
I know it's not, but they came to me. Aki, they came to me. They came to me.
I would advise you address it one-on-one with the old.
No, Aki, they came to me with
No, it
cameras.
needs to go public, man.
They came to me.
These people need to be exposed, man.
They came to me, Aki, they came to me. They didn't give me salam. One of them was going to hit me. Yeah? One of them was going to hit me. Once someone stopped him. Aki, they're coming and doing this, Aki. For 4 years, Aki, I've been quiet. Make this very clear. For 4 years, I've been biting my tongue. And you're going to go into a public video? Why? Aki, and why? Why? Because I helped him with. And why? And why? Because I helped him with the iPad. I said, Aki, read this verse to defend the kalam of Allah against the Christians. Just because of that, Aki, he done a video refuting me. You are an extreme person. You are an extreme person, yeah? And may Allah, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your behavior, your akhlaq, wallahi, you're free from the Salaf. The Salaf, you think they would have been like this? Yeah, and they come and bring the verse out of context. The Salaf said, wherever you see the innovator. When? Which time are you talking about? The Prophet ﷺ said, I did not come for nothing but to perfect good character. Wallahi, some of them, not all, some of them have been good to me. Some of them have been good to me. They looked after me. We talk, no problem. But let's see if they will carry on after this. That's where you show the true kindness.
They're not going to change.
That's where you see. And this is the reason why. The Prophet ﷺ said, look, two things heavy on the day of judgment. La ilaha illallah and someone's good manners. You ask yourself a question. Why good manners? Why is the Prophet emphasizing on good akhlaq, good akhlaq, good akhlaq? Why?
Amalat, yes.
Aki, why good manners? Aki, Tawheed is not me saying Tawheed, Rubiya, Uluhiyya, Asma wa Sifat. This is not Tawheed. This is superficial, Aki. Let people see Tawheed in your actions. Let people see Tawheed in you. You're coming here like a gang member with 7, 8 of your mans, coming here, pointing your fingers, and then I get a bit passionate when you do that. One of your boys are trying to get physical. Hitting another believer, you are extreme. You're extreme, Aki. Just because you differ with me. No, wallahi, this guy's extreme. Yes.
Well, he can talk. He can talk about him, criticise him. No, I'm not staying out of it, man. The gang was on him. 7 people on one, man. 7 people.
No, Aki, no. This guy, Aki, he came to me. He done a public video. Aki, he ran after me.
Don't take it. It's 7 days ride. Brothers from Medina. 7 days. These people.
No, Muhammad, wait. Let me clarify to the people, because it's good to clarify, regardless, yeah? Because even the non-Muslims are recording.
Yes.
I'm coming from the angle that, alhamdulillah, Islam is being preserved.
I get it.
Listen carefully, we'll listen to this for everyone to understand. Because some people thinking, two Muslims are arguing. No, rather what we're doing is against the non-Muslims who they follow religion that has been corrupted. Alhamdulillah, the reason that our religion is preserved, because even if we see a Muslim doing something which can lead people to be guided, we advise him. I'm coming from the angle that we have to be careful who are promoting. Even from the Muslims, don't promote anyone. So that is what we're talking about. We're not here fighting each other or something. I don't agree with Muhammad.
Clarify this. On cameras, clarify
So yeah,
this.
because why? I have to be straightforward. Some people may be recording thinking, are the Muslims doing this and that? No, alhamdulillah. Yes.
And this shows you that we're effective in trying to iron out differences.
Okay.
And we don't hide them as well.
Okay, alhamdulillah. That the reason Christianity been corrupted, Judaism and many religions, because everyone start doing his own thing, start inventing in religion. But from day one, the Muslim, the companions of Prophet Muhammad, when they see some people inventing new things, likewise the scholars start clarifying the truth. So I believe that, I said openly, that Muhammad, we speak to Muhammad that he promotes someone. Some people, I believe that they should not be promoted because they can confuse the Muslim. They're not really following the true teaching of Islam. That's what we're talking about. Just to clarify that.
Let me also make a clarification, which is important. I'm happy you said that. Now, it's very clear what came out of that short discussion, alhamdulillah, was the limits of disunity. Because I think everyone knows, I think really genuinely everyone knows the answer to the questions I was putting. No one's going to say from the Muslim community with any mind and heart that helping the Christchurch victims, for example, as an example, right, is going to be haram on any count. That would be a ridiculous fatwa to make. I don't think any sheikh in any part of the world would ever say that. Now, if anyone organizes any good thing in Islam, and even if they are non-Muslim, فَتَعَوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى. The Quran says, come together in good and piety. وَلَا تَعَوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. And don't come together in ithm, in sin and transgression. This is something that we must eliminate, this unnecessary disunity in the ummah. What we're talking about helping charity. Now we're going to the level of you have to be Salafi in order for you to give charity to this organization. It has to be a Salafi organization. Wallahi, we'll start suspecting you if you say that. Wallahi, we'll suspect you for that. We'll say that you're trying to make money out of the charity organizations. Wallahi, we will say that. If you're going to say no, you have to be Diopandi in order for the charity to come our way, we'll suspect you.
But what
if you
if
say
the charity is a Muslim charity, but when they're giving the charity, they're calling people to shirk? What do you do in that case?
Look, we're talking about charity humanitarian aid, for example. We're talking about Christchurch victims. Let's not de-scope the discussion.
No, you did. You said the Muslims
We said
come
Christchurch,
together
brother.
in charity.
Sorry. We said.
You got a Muslim side that's giving charity,
No,
saying
Akhi,
come
we
to
said
shirk, come to
No one
Shia,
says
come
shirk. No one
put
says
Ali.
Shia, man. We're talking about
No,
Christchurch.
that's what you do. That's what's happening.
Akhi, there was no example given today other than Christchurch. And I'm saying.
Just want to say something.
Sorry.
The
Yeah.
original question was regarding that individual that you put onto your program.
Yeah.
That's what the topic was.
No, I'm happy.
Charity is separate.
No, but this is it's not separate. I'm afraid to say, because if the asl in al-a'mal is a ta'awun al-birri wa taqwa in all of the a'mal, that's the asl. If doing good and piety is the asl, the hukum asl, in the a'mal salihah, in the good deeds, whether it be charity, what's going to differentiate that with da'wah? Da'wah is giving, propagating to Islam. Now the issue is, sorry to say, you have to be consistent with your methods. If there's someone who's got specialist, knowledge in certain things, they could be not Muslim, we can use them. I mean, at the end of the day, da'wah.
You're mixing the point.
It's not mixing, it's ta'awun al-birri wa taqwa.
Even if they're Muslim,
It's ta'awun al-birri wa taqwa.
I'm saying Ali gave his, or Christian charity saying that's his a Christian. Jesus that gave his. No, but he's mixing things up. He's saying, he said ta'awun al-birri wa taqwa. Birri wa taqwa doesn't include shirk.
So he's the brother question.
It's ambiguous.
Okay, go
How
ahead.
far and what kind of individuals would you put onto the panel to promote the project that you're doing? Meaning, would you put people on the Shia or the 12ers? How far of individuals
I
would you
think
put?
at this
Do you
point,
understand my question?
yes. I think at this stage, people know where we stand. Like, how many debates do we have to do with the Shia for someone to realize we're not Shia? I mean, is anyone going to say, this Muhammad Hijab is a Shia, he had 10 debates with Shia, he's a Shia now because he's, no. If a Shia has specialist knowledge in something that I need, I'm not going to put myself in a bubble to say I'm not going to take from that knowledge, because that's ignorant. At the end of the
putting on your platform, meaning putting on the platform to give a speech or to raise money or something other than that. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes. To what extent that's acceptable is the extent to which it fits maslahah, in my opinion, which is the public good. If this, like for example, let me give you an example, right? There was a woman that recently, she made a video talking about her experiences in school and talking about this whole thing with, like what they're teaching kids in school. Have you seen that video? She was talking about what happens in school and whatnot, and she was just a muhajjaba, a Muslim woman who wears hijab and so on, and she was saying that this is what they're teaching kids in school, and she was making references to the LGBT community. This video was spread all over the Muslim platforms. Little do everyone know that she's a Shia. But that's a specialist piece of information that had we not known that, is it in our interest to know that? Yes. Are we going to stop that woman from saying that, giving that message because it's not in our... What if this woman knows that there's an army behind her, yeah, that are coming? If a Shia knows, a Shia woman knows, there's an army behind us that's going to kill us. You say, look, I'm not going to accept your testimony, I'm not even going to investigate your claim, you're mubtada. We'll use the extreme examples to realize that this insulation, yeah, and unnecessary division is number one going to stunt our intellectual growth as Muslim community. It is going to stunt our growth. We're not going to grow.
Brother Nisar, who are you talking about?
Sorry to say, Yani. Do you think that any one community in the Muslim community now has all the answers? It simply isn't. We are 1.8 billion individuals. On at least some aspects, we need to be able to share information. Otherwise, we're not going to propel as a community. If we're going to feel like, okay, you know what, us S-Pubs, SLFE publications, or this group or that group, or the Deal Bandits, whatever group it is, we're just going to keep our information. We can solve all our problems inside with ourselves. The Deal Bandit school can solve all the problems. The S-Pubs can solve all the problems. Wallahi, you can't. You're limited in your location, your geography, in your intellectual capacities, and so on. How much can the Salafis help the Deal Bandits and the Deal Bandits help the Salafis in certain issues? Information sharing is required on certain issues. You know, let's introduce medical ethics to this. What if the Deal Bandits were specialists in certain brain surgeries that the Salafis needed? The Salafis not going to ask twice before he goes to them. Why? Because he realized the specialist knowledge. What if that's linked somehow to the religious discourse? It's gonna work. So the extent to which the Muslim community must learn to cooperate with each other is the extent to which it's in the public good. It's in the maslahah of the Muslims to do that. This kind of sectarianism, unnecessary one, there sometimes is a point to say, look, we don't want to be associated with those practices, or we don't want to, and that has to be clear sometimes. But if you're going to be so pedantic about it, now you've got to be our charities. You know, we want to do a project, it's got to be our projects. You know, it's got to be this, it's got to be that. Wallahi, the Muslims will not develop. They will not develop. You know, there needs to be information sharing, especially with specialist knowledge. We have to respect that. Now, if you're going to hear this echo chamber of people, ideas where, no, it's got to be our group, our sector, you cannot solve the world's problems. That has to change. Learn to accept differences. Do you get it? And that's it. So the extent to which I'm willing to put a Shia on to my show, or a Christian or a Jew, because he's not going to say Shia's a mubtada, yeah, as an innovator. The extent to which I would do that is the extent to which it's a maslahah. If that person has information that could be the game changer in all, if that Shia, for example, let me give you an example, right? So I'm going to give you an example.
But don't you think that's dangerous?
No, it's not dangerous.
Let me mention something about their religion.
Let me explain.
And sorry. The audience watch it and they, and they think it's making sense.
No problem. So what? If a Shia has he's seen Tommy Robinson, he has very intimate relationship with Tommy Robinson. He knows Tommy Robinson's secrets. He knows one of the A'da of Allah's major secrets as evidence. He says, look, bring me on the show. I will expose Tommy Robinson. He will never come back out. Are you with me on this example, yeah? To what extent is it in the maslahah of our organization to say, let's bring this Shia on, he will expose Tommy Robinson with evidences, we'll get rid of this adu of Allah. It's akhaf ad-dararain, for sure. It's the lesser of two evils to bring this Shia on, he'll finish off Tommy Robinson, and therefore we're going to have one less thing to deal with. Which one is the maslahah? Where's the maslahah? There's no critical thinking in the Muslim world anymore. It's all, it's my sector, get the hell out of here, man. It's not going to help us, wallahi, it's not going to help us. Muslims are losing because they have been told to have been divided and conquered, by the way. They've been divided and conquered. And they would love this, and the non-Muslims love this division. They love it. The more they can produce division, and especially in points of, where it relates to like intellection and rationality and information sharing, and even, you know, countries and so on, that's it. So they've got what they want. We have to be wiser than that, man. We have to, and there is a governmental agenda there. By the way, there is an elitist governmental agenda. It's been written in their reports. We want this group to attack that group, and look, it's Lawrence of Arabia, man. Haven't we seen this before? Come on, wallahi, we haven't seen this before, man. Are we dumb or something? Are the Muslims dumb? Are we dumb? Are we actually just passively thinking that this is all, yani, because it's the way of this or the way of that? No, it's not. A lot of it is a government agenda, brother. And
okay,
it's written in the
thing.
It's written in their tracts. They love to see the division. Now, I'm not saying there should not be any division, but it should be necessary division at necessary times. Unnecessary division. I mean, why, you know, wallahi, when the calamity strikes, no one's going to talk about the thing. We need an enemy, but it can't be within. We need an enemy from outside. The best, because then it's about maslahah. And to be honest with you, I'll tell you, I'll finish with this. The Salafi scholars, they sit with Ikhwanis. Al-Fawzan, he sat with Ikhwani scholars. You know that? Al-Fawzan, one of the major scholars, he sits with, I'll show you the videos if you want. He sits with clean-shaven, Ikhwan type individuals. And if not Ikhwan, they're definitely not Salafis. I can tell you that for sure. And same thing with Mufti, the big Mufti of the thing. He sits with people that, there's videos of some of their scholars sitting with Shia. Don't tell me about, there's a big disparity as what you hear here in Speaker's Corner and what you see, and what we all see. It's about the scholars, brother. Don't tell me that the scholars, there's a different ruling for them and there is for us. No, it's done. They've done it. They set the precedent. It's been done before. Don't tell me about this, man. We know now what, the Muslim community requires desperate rescue from certain challenges and things. Apostasy is happening, you know, people are being killed in our countries. It's got to be in our sect. Get up here. We know that that's to be honest, it's the elitist Western narrative that wants to divide us and conquer us. That's what that is. It is, and it trickles down to the vulnerables, the working class vulnerables in London and Birmingham, whatever. That they think that, you know, they're doing the deen. No, they're not doing the deen. They're doing the deen of Donald Trump, frankly. That's what they're doing the deen of. It's not. I'm not saying there should be no what do you call it? Yeah, wala' bara within the religion. And we shouldn't call out the Shia, and we couldn't call out the Khawarij and the ISIS. We should do all of that. But at the same time, there's a time for that, and there's also a time for, you know what? We need to information share. We need to work together on this mas'ala. You know? The Deobandis and the thing. I'll tell you something, wallahi, yeah? I'll tell you a secret. I'll tell you a secret. You know, in the education industry, yeah? I was observing certain things recently. And I find that the challenges are so hard, and from the outside, you see people that will never, ever, ever come to terms with each other, coming to terms with each other. Brelvis and Salafis. I mean, that's an impossible mix. It's happening. You know why? Because they see there's a bigger threat. Your child is about to become apostate. Your child is about to become apostate. You know, in the face of the feministic narrative, where the woman is now, or the guy even, he doesn't know what's going on. These Aqidah issues that actually become secondary. I don't care what anyone says. They become secondary by virtue of necessity, because you would rather, here's the question, would you rather have an Ash'ari, if you're a Salafi, or a Salafi of an Ash'ari, Muslim, or a Kafir? Wallahi, to be honest with you, sorry to say it.
Oh no, I'm triggered.
Wallahi, yeah?
I am triggered.
Wallahi, it's that sometimes it can become like that.
The problem, what I'm trying to say, is having a platform where you're giving other groups.
It's the maslaha. If this guy has the skills, we'll bring him in. If the woman has the skills, we'll bring her in. If it's specialist knowledge, we don't care what sector. Even if they're Jew, Christian, I don't give a damn. Most of my teachers in my life have been non-Muslim. Some of them are homosexual. I don't give a damn. Give me the knowledge. We need the knowledge. Don't restrict us to these 3 scholars in the world that they may not have all the knowledge. They don't have the knowledge.
Why did you speak about the Kafir if you don't give a damn?
Pardon?
Why did you speak about the Kafir if
this
you
is
don't
more like
give a damn?
inter-Muslim thing, I don't know. We'll come to you.
Right.
Oh, the Kafir.
Okay.
You know what I'm trying to say, brother? No, it's very important,
later.
man. We've got to be straightforward about this. Our community is bleeding from within. We have to look at the bigger picture. We have no time for the sectarian thing no more, man. You can either be Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi, or you can be someone else. Now we need Salah ad-Din. Now we need Salah ad-Din. Today is the day of Salah ad-Din. We need the guy that unites the people behind them, yeah? And then from that, we can move forward as a Muslim community. Don't think that you're on a stage where you can have those, you know, in the Abbasid Empire, where there was a fruitful discussion between the Ash'aris and the Mu'tazilis, and there was, you know, the debate going on in the 5th century AH. We don't have the luxury of being able to academically disagree on that level no more. You know, we have to get ourselves in a position of some kind of standing up position first, before we can start talking about it. If you want to talk about Ash'arism versus Salafism or Atharism, do it in a controlled setting, in an academic setting, where there's some intelligent students of knowledge doing the thing. You're not even qualified to talk about Ash'arism. I spoke to one of those guys that follow Sheikh Rabia, and I asked him, you know, what do you think of Jawharat al-Tawheed, which is one of the main books of the Ash'aris? He said, wasn't that written by Al-Juwayni? Wallah, I don't want to expose the guy. But this is a fundamental mistake. You don't even know the names of the books and who wrote them. You don't even know the names of the books of your adversary, and you're talking about you come to the park and you talk to think you don't know nothing. You read your own books of your own scholars and that's it, khalas, you're a big man now. No man, just because I know a lot of Arabic, I'm not going to come and start speaking about Ash'aris as one category. Khalas. It's a massive tradition. The Ash'ari tradition is massive. The Athari tradition is massive. The disagreements between Fakhruddin al-Razi and Ibn Taymiyyah cannot be summarized by some young man coming to the park talking here. Bring it to the classrooms with the academics. You're not going to be able to solve this problem yourself. And unusual pseudo references to the Salaf and whatever, the Salaf. Which one? The Salaf is not a monolith. The Salaf is not a monolith. There's tens of people there. They disagreed with each other on some Fara'i issues. They did. Don't tell me that Ibn Mas'ud agreed with Ibn Abbas on every issue. They didn't. This is a nostalgic idea of returning to the Salaf. This in the Salaf on the Aqidah issues. We believe in that. Yeah, go back to Allah, how we understand Allah, go back to the Salaf. Yes. But don't pretend that there's no difference of opinion in fiqh. Don't pretend there's no difference of opinion. No. The madhahib are a reflection of the differences of opinion of the Sahaba. When Ahmad differed with Shafi'i, he didn't do so on pseudo-intellectual grounds. When Malik did with Abu Hanifa, he didn't do so on pseudo-intellectual grounds. But they knew that this was a respectable other opinion. La inkar from Masail al-Khilaf. There is no blaming in the Masail of Khilaf. We need to bring that back to the Muslim world. Otherwise, you know what's going to happen? We're going to be eaten out from outside. We're talking about, you know what I'm trying to say, how to, it's not a leather sock, yes, a leather sock. Who cares if it's a leather sock or not, man? Your child is going to become an apostate. And you're talking about if it's a leather sock. How dare you, man? It's a leather sock, you know. Shut up!
It's scaring me now.
No, shut up! No, it's annoying me. It annoys me, wallahi.
Wallahi, the thing is,
what the hell, man?
Since I've been coming to this spot, yeah, people be talking about Salafi, Sufis,
no, leather sock, what leather sock, man?
The first time I heard someone talking about one community.
Wallahi, Akhi, bro, there's a fight. The leather sock, man. With the leather sock, they're going to kill each other with the leather sock.
Muhammad the question what I was originally trying to say.
If you want to say one thing, because a brother informed me that you were talking about that we should unite upon.
Well, you have to watch the video, man.
That's good. The main point here is that no.
Continue next week.
No. Man. We're talking about one unity.
The unity, of course, is beautiful. Allah said unite.
And Sharia, what's it called?
No. Unity is good. It's beautiful. But also, unity has to be according to who? To our desires?
According to Rabbi Madkhali.
According to Rabbi... Oh, no. Is it good to go according to Rabbi Madkhali? No.
According to the hadith.
I refute him already, miskin. He has no to say now. According to Rabbi... No, it's not according to Rabbi Madkhali. Now, according to Quran and Sunnah of Salaf. That's what is unity. Not unity, this Ash'ari misguided, this Maturidi, Dubandi, and let us come together because there is greater enemy. And as I've explained,
because the brother just said Salaf themselves did not agree on each other on certain aspects.
No, for all. Yeah, for all. No, Aqidah, yes, nah. But the people I'm talking about, like nowadays, Ahnaf, who are Salafis, who unite with them. They are Shafi'iyah, who are Salafis, Malikiyah.
The rest of the Muslims, you don't unite with them.
In what way? Meaning that you promote them.
Muslims, La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah.
Yeah, but La ilaha illallah has a meaning, brother. I say La ilaha illallah and I pray to grave. That's not La ilaha illallah. This La ilaha is something else, you know? So let us understand, akhi. Listen, Prophet Muhammad said, La tazalu ish. Ta'ifa. He didn't say the whole ummah. There will be a group of my ummah. So my advice, last advice to everyone here, sometimes we say things that which make it seem to the layman is good. But nothing is good, especially when it comes to deen, except
let me say something that you're going to agree with.
We'll have it. Based upon the Quran Sunnah, which is, let us go back and study. Because a brother came to me, alhamdulillah, we done a talk to the youth.
Is he muqtada or not yet?
We're talking to the youth, alhamdulillah. We advised them. So the brother came to me and I advised him and everything. I said, from the blessing of this ummah, there is no confusion except because we are ignorant. When you study, the confusion will go away. Because why? An-nasihul amin. Muhammad ibn Abdullah alayhi salam made it clearer to us. And he told us the disease which is splitting, which will occur. But gave us the cure. What is the cure? Follow his way in the way of the Khulafa al-Rashidin. I'm finish with the way of the Khulafa al-Rashidin. And the cure again, لا تزال طائفة. Remember this. Okay, I'll finish. I have to go. I have to clarify that. I have to clarify that. No, another time.
There's something else though. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there's a hadith which I want to end with, inshallah. I'll end with because I have to go. I'll end with this. You know, there's a hadith. Some people say, what group should I follow? Yeah? And so a lot of people ask me that question. Look, I mean, here's my answer. Who am I? Don't ask me that question. I have no opinion, yeah? Let's go back to the qawl of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which is even more profound than any Salaf. Because he's the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What did the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam say? Al-Hudhayfa ibn Yaman came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, one of the Sahaba, and he said to him, what shall I do in terms of like guidance and so on? He said, you have to follow the Imam, the leader of the Muslims. But he said, if there is no Imam, if there's no leader of the Muslims, if there is no leader of the Muslims, what shall I do? He says, فَاعْتَزَلِ الْفِرَقَ كُلَّهَا. He says, leave all of the groups. Wait a minute. Leave all of the groups, man. That's the prophetic advice. That is the prophetic advice. The Quran says in many different places that don't become Shia, in the sense that don't become groups, because Shia means sects. من الذين فرقوا دينهم وكانوا شيعا لست منهم من شيء. لست منهم في شيء. The ones who divided their religion and become Shia, you have nothing to do with those individuals.
Yeah, but wait, Shia wanted to follow Ali, who was Muhammad's son. Doesn't he have more righteousness than Abu Bakr?
That's a different conversation.
I mean, that's when the Shia began to exist.
Yeah, no, we'll talk about this after. No, I'm trying to say, that's number one. So, to summarize, forget about it. There are differences in the Muslim Ummah, but there are also priorities. And priorities are more important than differences. They are more important than differences. Priorities are more important than differences. Our priority is to get up on our feet. In this country, we have to know what the priority is for the Muslim community. The priority is our preservation. Our preservation is the priority in the Muslim world today, especially when Muslims are minorities in the West. That's our priority. Then after that, you can have the discussion about Ash'ari and this in controlled setting. You're not even ready for that yet, guys. The Ammi, the layman, has no madhab. You can't even, if you wanted to be an Ash'ari, you wouldn't know how to do. If you wanted to be a Salafi, you don't know yet how to be like that. If you wanted to be a Hanafi, you have to go through a process. It's not easy. I wish I was Hanafi, in the sense that I could learn it and understand the madhab. It's not easy like that. You can become a Hanafi. No, it's not easy, sorry. So, finally, to say, it's important. In America, this is the last thing, 23% are becoming apostates of Muslims, American-born Muslims. Wallahi. You would wish, if you're a Salafi, that they become an Ash'ari before they become a disbeliever. And you would wish, if you're an Ash'ari, that they become, and so on. Priorities. Most of the Ummah doesn't pray 5 times a day. Yani, come on, man. Like, seriously, do I have to even explain this to the people? Like, it's important that we prioritize. Then we can have the healthy discussions when people have reached a certain level about these little intricate things. Allah hand, is it ithbat or is it tafweed, ta'wil? We'll talk about what Ibn Abbas say. What does AD mean? Does AD mean power? Does yad mean power? We can discuss. Is it a linguistic discussion? You're not ready for that discussion. You don't even know the alif bata. So wait for that. You build yourself up. Have those discussions in usul, principles of our religion, and then we have, certain things, little minutiae differences. Don't make those things big, man. We can't afford it here, I'm afraid to say. Otherwise, you're going to see the community is going to change face, and our preservation is going to be at risk. That's what I want to say. Jazakallah khairan.
I want to ask you a question, actually. Yes. Look, if the Westerners want to divide you this much, why did they accept any Muslims in the Western countries at all?
Who's the Westerners? I mean, it's a broad stroke thing.
Who are the West? The British, the Germans, the French, the Also the Nordic countries, I would also.
So they accepted those. Okay, perfect that you said that, right? So those particular countries, after World War II, were in desperate need of an infrastructural redevelopment, and so they invoked or they asked the people of their previous colonies to come in to help them rebuild the countries. It was in their interest to have people that were from previous colonies to come in and fix countries that were destroyed because of war. That's really the reason. It wasn't because they wanted to reach out to these, to these poor people that they had colonized and bombarded and enslaved for 500 years. It was more to do with the fact that they needed them for their own economic redevelopment. That's my thesis.
Okay. But look, those countries didn't really colonize the Muslim countries at the time of the Second World War. They were colonizing them before the Second World War. As you said in Lawrence of Arabia, when the British made a big confusion in Saudi Arabia by giving power to the Saudi royal family. Okay. Supposedly there was a king who wanted to, I forgot his name, honestly, bear with me. But you probably do know his name.
Countries, not only Saudi Arabia, Somalia.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's
bear with me. I'm going to go to
He was
that.
he's saying like 1945.
I'm going to get to that. I'm referring to the movie Lawrence of Arabia.
There was some.
Wait, guys. What I'm trying to tell you is, the British did destabilize the situation in the Saudi Arabia because there was a king who wanted to unite different Arabic countries under one rule, and I know about it. The British didn't want any of that because that's competition.
No, but the point is that they colonized them before, and obviously at that time they had still
not after World War II.
No, some of the countries were still colonized.
Which ones?
Malaysia was got independent in 1957.
Okay, fair enough. Portugal only decolonized their countries after World War II. I do know.
100,000 to London or.
I mean, was more
the
states
was
less about Britain. It has a lot to do with Afghanistan. It was more.
Talking about 2003, or are you talking about before that?
Oh yeah. Oh, you're talking about the different. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I thought you were talking about the most important wars in Afghanistan between the Soviet Union and the US. But I see you're talking
I don't know about the
importance.
importance.
I would say that's more important because it was a very large-scale war between the two. The Soviet Union ended up losing because the United States had a different approach.
I think I'd give more credit to the Afghanis on that, because I think Afghanis were quite well-trained military personnel who the British couldn't even beat in the Afghan, Anglo War in 1859 or whatever it was. So I think Afghanistan, because of its terrain and its military personnel, that they had a fighting spirit. It's very difficult to beat the Afghanis, and they should just leave that country now because they've been humiliated enough in there.
Who they?
The West, yes.
I mean,
yeah.
Soviet Union were the ones who lost the war in Afghanistan. The Soviet Union.
Yeah, and so did Britain.
Britain
lost the war.
So America were against the Soviet Union.
Yeah, no.
They provided CIA agents to the Afghans.
Yeah, including Osama bin Laden, right?
That's another story.
Let's not forget the Somalis.
Yeah, but the idea.
Somalians.
The Somalis.
Okay.
We defeated them as well.
Okay.
Undefeatable.
The point we're making is, it's not a gesture of goodwill when the British and the French and the Americans have decided to bring in foreign people, so-called foreign, from outside that were ex-colonies, right? Because actually they helped bring the country up. A lot of people don't even realize that in World War I you had these Gurkhas and foreign fighters from a million they probably numbered in. That without their help, probably World War I wouldn't have been possible. The victory of the Allies in World War I and World War II. So they owed those individuals as well, and they fought for them. I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of them were forced to fight for them and were killed if they didn't. And there were massacres in both world wars on that front. So I think we have to be honest about history, and we have to realize that the reason why me and you are here today, we're both not, ethnically
before I go,
British.
Not quite British myself, am I?
Because I like that hadith, the one
it's Hudayfa ibn Yaman. It's in Bukhari, yeah.
What's it called?
Al-Firaq, Hadith al-Firaq, maybe. Yeah, try it.
But look, man, don't you think that the majority of migration, of the migrants, came here quite after the Second World War?
Pardon?
Don't you? Okay. Do you think that the majority of the
Yes,
migrants who came here came right after the Second World War, or did they come here, not a very long time ago?
They came after the Second World War.
That's what you think? Most of them came after the Second World War, immediately.
Well, you had the West Indies came in the 50s and 60s. Caribbeans, so on. And then obviously Indians came in the 70s. So it was like after all.
You have a point. You have a point. But why do you think that that the Westerners hate the Muslims so much? They want to divide them completely.
I don't think it was all the Westerners. I think it's elitists.
Elitists.
Yeah. So the reason why
it's not the West. It's the elitists.
No, I'm not talking about populations. I'm talking about the controlling powers. I'm talking about why? Because obviously Islam posed a great threat in terms of civilizational, the civilizational infrastructure, if you like, geopolitics. So when Islam was united, if you like, under one banner, the West didn't like that because it threatened.
Well, there was no West when the Islam was united.
No, there was. Obviously, if you had like
there were
the Ottoman Empire,
warring, countries.
The Ottoman Empire existed throughout the 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, 1800s.
Yeah, but the Ottoman Empire wasn't all the Islamic Empire. The Ottomans had many wars with the Safavids, or even with the Mamluks in Egypt.
Even with the Arabian.
Is it going to be long?
No.
We're leaving now,
Yeah.
2 minutes?
Yeah, okay, 2 minutes. Yeah, so I agree with that point, but the point is you had a united kind of front, which, you're right, because interestingly enough, in the 1900s, in the early 1900s, the majority of Muslims, even though the Ottoman Empire existed, the majority of Muslims were actually the British Empire.
Kilowatt, bro.
Because you had India and obviously Pakistan and all that was under one.
Pakistan will,
yeah, so I agree with that point and that sentiment, but what you had, even if you had like...
Egypt was British too at that point, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it?
What time?
At the time that you're saying.
Yeah, probably. I can't remember when they got independence.
I think Egypt was British too, but I'm not sure. Don't take me up on that.
So the idea is when you have a group of Muslim countries, that are together, that's a geopolitical challenge for the West. And the idea is if you want political hegemony, like the West does, like America wants, like Britain and and so on then if you have a cluster of countries with the same ideological predisposition and military and economic strength, then that stops them from being able to dominate and take the resources of those other countries. So it's all about power.
That's what every empire does.
Right.
It tries to destabilize the other powers.
Exactly. But for us, it's at the expense of, obviously, in our case, it's human life, resources, exploitation. And for us, the issue is the West is staring us at the face and telling us, you should be liberal, you have human rights. But really and truly, what human rights are you talking about when you're responsible for all of that kind of, history, right? So we're saying that there's a not even a double standard, it's kind of like a lie. The utopian human standards that they put out there, but this complete
It is a lie, it is a very big lie.
Exactly.
I agree to that.
So on that note, on that bombshell, right?
I want
take care.
Do you remember a toolkit used to come here called Ishmael Blake?
Okay, so you want to get someone to use?
I don't mind. It stopped about 2 years ago.
What's the rest of the guys?
They're over there.
I hate to pull him out, bro. Ali, man.
Ali, let's go.
He feels it, so to be fair.
Anyway, I'm gonna cut out because they don't want to be on camera.
Come on, let's go get some food. Come, Shamsi, come and eat with us, man. Said the magic word.
No one.
For some months. Because it's sad. This division. That's amazing.
How much do you want to get? Can I quickly say something? Yeah, exactly. I want to say to him because he's young.
Hey, والله that's Ali.
Can we leave now? Can we go? Can we get some food now? Let's get some food. I'm hungry. Is it 9? It's 9, yes.
But he is not doing this.
Oh my God.
Even if people are not talking about
I know you don't agree.
What are we talking about Kalam, bro?
I said Kalam is Hatib Ulay.
What I'm saying.
Are you going to
I'm right now, yeah. I'm right now.
How is calling me funny?
Not understand. Because when the non-Muslims.
I don't want to record this one. Yeah, I don't want to record.
I'm saying let a man call me Rafidi. If I'm not Rafidi, I'm not arguing with you.
We're going to...
Saeed,
Ibrahim.
Yeah, you go tomorrow. Yeah, I'm trying to get Ali down.